Absolutely.
And yeah, man, we'll start it off with some middleweights, some thick middleweights. We got some both undefeated youngins coming up. Punahele Soriano was a plus 135 underdog, and he was fighting Dusko Todorovich, who's 10-0 and was a minus 160 favorite. Punahele was 7-0 coming into this one. And
Someone's always got to go.
someone's always got to go, and it did. And then you know what? I had so all leading up to this fight, I was kind of feeling pretty good about Todorovich. I even on our preview, I had made that, I said that. But then right before the fight, they were I watched one of the fighter interviews, and Todorovich, he was saying like his O was more important to him than the belt, and he was just like overemphasizing the O. He's like, yeah, I mean the belt would be cool, but I'm not if I don't get there with the O. And like he was just like overemphasizing, which every fighter tells you not to do, right? Like every
Yeah,
fight,
what? That's really focusing on your loss.
Yeah,
like,
no, and
it's like you should focus on the win.
Yeah,
which,
exactly, and when I heard that, and it was like I said, it was like the pre-fight little hype thing right before commercial or whatever, and he was just talking about that. It made me lose all faith at that moment, and like I was like, oh,
damn,
Soriano.
I would have bet the bank on Soriano knowing that.
No, exactly, I didn't watch that. Like I watched that shit like right before the fight, and I was like, oh, that's bad. Like his head's in the wrong place, and like Soriano was like super loose and chill.
Think about that from a sports psychology perspective. Of like,
I know
you're more focused on not losing than winning.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Missed like the wrong goal, wrong focus. Exactly. Yeah, that's just not good. That's like it goes against like all like conventional fight wisdom of like.
But even think about football. Have you ever gone into a week thinking like, man, I just hope we don't lose this week? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's the wrong way to look at it. Like I said, whenever I heard him say that, I essentially knew it was going to go down like this for real. And I know it seems like kind of hindsight 2020, and like nobody's there like verify that, but like I was like, oh shit, that is like not what I want to hear from Todorovich. And yeah, and so like kind of gave it away, but the short fight, Punahele looked like a motherfucking monster, thick middleweight. Just like back, like just built like a square or a triangle. His back was like this fucking wide, fucking jacked. And yeah, he got the round 1 TKO and just dropped him with unreal power. I mean,
dude, he clipped him a few times. Like Todorovich was insane to take that many shots. Like he was. Also, did you see how like dead he was at the beginning of the fight? Like he was like, didn't seem like he had much energy. His guard was low. Like. He seemed weird.
Yeah. Maybe the weight cut didn't go great, or maybe like it seemed like that was kind of just like his style of fighting. Like some guys like to say, super level-headed and calm, or I don't know. But like just as far as talking X's and O's of the fight, because the fight itself was pretty short, first round TKO. But usually your hands are part of your defense, like whether it's deflecting or putting a high guard. But Dusko Todorovich's defense was 100% based on head movement. He put like all of his eggs in that basket. Like he had his hands down here. Like I don't know if maybe he had maybe he had a rib injury, wanted to protect. I have no idea because his hands were super low and he was just trying to like head movement, like matrix dodge.
Like lean off shots. And it's like, bro, what are you doing?
And it was working. He had a few nice ones, like a few nice dodges at first, but then it was funny. Like I forget which one of the commentators said it, but somebody on the broadcast says like this works until it doesn't work, and then I think it was DC. That sounds like a DC thing to say, but and that was the story of this fight. Like he dodged a couple, and then he ate a couple, and that's all. And that's pretty much all she wrote.
I mean, he got dropped 3 times.
Yeah,
before Herb Dean called it. Like
Herb Dean had a loose trigger last night, which I kind of like
let's rock with it, Herb. That's old school Herb.
Yeah, it was old school Herb. It was because like we've talked about it a lot.
Like he acts like he's not from like the 2014 days, whenever they used to watch guys literally get put to sleep. Like, come on, Herb Dean, don't act like you're above that.
Yeah, no, and like I said, we've talked about it a lot on the podcast. How like you watch old fights, and the trigger has gotten quick. Like it's kind of like the
Yeah.
NFL with the targeting, and it's gotten very quick. But yeah, Herb Dean just put it in throwback mode like that last night, which I wasn't really mad at. I don't know how happy ABC was about it, but yeah, Todorovich got dropped multiple times. He said, I mean, kudos to him. We saw toughness, balls, and chin on full display last night from the first fight to Todorovich, and then all the way to the main event.
Bro, and the dogs were barking on this main card to start,
Very
as
good
Johnny
point.
Haig would say.
Very good point. Yeah, but yeah,
So
Punahele.
Punahele, caps it off with, like you said, that TKO at plus 135. So, I mean, pretty good bet to have taken. Especially, I mean, never hard to bet on an undefeated fighter, in my opinion.
It was funny because so he works at some store in Vegas. He has like a day job. Yeah, and his boss was there like while he was getting interviewed. And like literally, I don't know how, but he was like one of the few fans allowed in the stands, and his boss was there. And he said something about how like they were asking him like, if you get this bonus, are you gonna quit your job? And he like pointed to his boss. He's like, no, I like my job. Like I did like that. He's like, and I don't know. He seemed like the chillest, most normal guy, and then yeah, he's easy guy to root for sure. I mean, and I mean, goddamn, he had a long layoff, I believe, or no, was that his debut, or it just has been a while, or
Been a while. Been a while. I think like 15 months or something like that. Been a long time.
yeah. And Dusko, I mean, 10-0. I mean, he was looking like a
10 and
beast coming.
1.
Yeah, he's 10-1 now, and I mean that was a nice win for Soriano. I think Soriano's stock just fucking soared up last night. He did a lot to help himself.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you this. He did not get one of the performance bonuses. Do you think that's fair, or do you think Dana hooked him up on the back end?
Honestly, I forget who got the bonuses. Let's just
So
go.
the next two winners got performance bonuses, and then Cater and Holloway for fight of the night.
Oh yeah, I definitely think he should have got it. I think Soriano should have got it, but we'll get
I think they
into
could
it.
have thrown one extra 50K because he's the only guy with a finish that didn't get rewarded. Like, come on now.
Yeah, and he knocked out an undefeated fighter. I don't know. I thought
Right, like
yeah,
come on now.
I thought it was sick, and it just
But
visually was fucking just brutal. Like he has power.
I do get it from the sense of the next fights, like the perspective and magnitude of these fighters and the way their directions were going. Like this to me, the next fight will go